Alrighty, welcome to Supernatural Signals, my haunted journal edition. If you're new here, again, this is my haunted journal. It's where I casually yap about what's going on my, excuse me, on with my life, especially, I'm sorry, especially anything supernatural I'm experiencing. I also share channel updates, everyday life with my boyfriend, and thoughts on things in the media like true crime, though the supernatural is usually the main focus. On this channel, you'll find three types of content: the Haunted Journal series, short mini mysteries, which I just dropped a new mini mystery today, and longer investigative deep dive videos. Okay, so I just posted a haunted journal, but I don't know when I'm going to post this, to be honest. But I had to document it because I want it fresh in my mind because I am someone that's not, I don't know, I need to get like a little tape recorder to tape record all this stuff so I can like communicate properly in the future. But something weird did happen tonight and I wanted to record it. So I have mentioned before I got Blink cameras, and I'm going to kind of start from the top. Sorry if you heard this before, but I got Blink cameras to monitor my bathroom, which kind of like my bathroom section, like where my sink is at, kind of like angles towards my bed, to monitor activity in my bathroom, in my bedroom, and then I got another Blink camera to monitor things that are going on in the living room because I have a dog named Buddy who, since we found him in August, it's very, very clear to me that he's very in tune to the supernatural. Um, but like he's very hyper aware, and you can go through my journals. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to go what for the context of this video. So, like I said, I've been having activity in my bathroom and in my bedroom. And the last activity I had that was like caught on camera was surprisingly this weird bird sound that sounded almost robotic, right, in my bedroom. That's the last like thing I recorded. Now, the reason I got the Blink cameras in the first place was to really get the activity in the living room because Buddy will get scared sometimes at night to the point where he will run into my room, right? And he's a pit bull. He's very protective of his home. He's very like my home, my personal space, like thing. But sometimes he will get so scared or he won't want to go outside or he won't want to go on walkies. Or if he does go on his walkies, he runs home. We live in a kind of foresty area, not like in the, boondocks or something like that, but there's forest around us, that type of vibe. And so he gets very like, I don't know, you have to like go through all my journals, but to kind of sum it up is we'll be going on our walks and all of a sudden he'll just turn around and just want to go straight home. And sometimes there is absolutely no reason I can think of it that I can see or I can sense. There's been other times where he will keep the door open a crack if he's outside so he can kind of like come in, while we're doing things. And there are sometimes he will bash into the door, look at the fireplace, which has context for this video, and make this little boop, and then like run under the piano. We have this piano in the living room. He will hide under that piano, and I'll have to coax him into my room, and he will hide in my room. My boyfriend recommended turning on the light during the day or during the night, and sometimes that helps. But he senses the supernatural. There, you can't argue with me with that. My cat Kitty, she's also very perceptive too, just in a different way, and we'll get into that later. So, like I said, I never really caught anything on in the living room. The other thing is sometimes Buddy's toys will rearrange themselves in really funky positions, or he'll get his toys without knocking over his baskets, even though they're on like a ledge, and he would have to like dig his little head in. And some of the toys that he got were like towards the bottom. That could just be a reach that I understand could be like not supernatural. So that's kind of like the summation of what's going on. There's a lot more detail, which probably early March I will do. But today I was looking through my Blink camera just to make sure Buddy was okay. Because that's another reason I got it, is because when I leave or at night, I just want to make sure he's okay. Same thing for Kitty, right? Because I like to know what my baby does at night and things like that. That's just like the mother in me. So I like went to go look at some clips, right? Because I just set it up at like seven something, right? Like when everyone's like winding down for bed, that's when I turn it on. And so I kind of like looked at some clips just curiously. And there is a clip, okay, at 8:12. And I looked at the clip in my room first. That's like angled to my room. And I'm just in my room getting Kitty sorted. Me and Kermie are about to go read a book. Sometimes we like to read books together. I don't know. I know it might be weird for people, but that's kind of like how we like to. That's a Kermie thing. He likes books, and he's like, "I'll watch you play your video games." So that's like our new thing. So we're winding down. We're getting ready to go read a book. I can see myself moving around. Then I go look at Buddy's activity, and it says there's activity. There is a video where the it is angled, the way the camera is angled, it's angled towards the back door and his bed, and it's like sitting on the elevated fireplace on the right side, like, so, like, I guess my right, so I'll be like depending where you're going, but if you're sitting on the fireplace like right behind the blink camera, on the right side is just this big black thing, like just this big black wall, right? But on the other half of it, it's clear and I can see Buddy. And in the screen, it says person. It's identifying a person. It hasn't done that with Buddy. It's never identified Buddy as a person. I want to keep you in mind that. You know how like the blink camera will say vehicle, person, da 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 da. It'll say motion, but it won't say person. Everyone in the house is accounted for and not behind the black screen, right? And I would have seen them because the minutes before, sorry, I'm a little like, this is weird. The minutes before this, there was like, I could see Buddy moving around, but no person. So unless the person's the fastest person rolled, covered, because like I said, I have other people in this house, covered up half the camera weirdly and like ran away, and then but the camera's still going because it's still like it's just it wouldn't make sense with the timing of it, right? I would have seen them, right? So half the fucking camera is blurred, blacked out, right? And it's kind of a weird, it's not just like a big block, it's kind of like grades out. And then you see Buddy and he's kind of like walking around it. He doesn't seem scared, but there's just this like black layer of where he like gets scared and like barks sometimes. I don't know how to describe it. I'm going to post it obviously. It is very strange. And then the minutes like at 8:14, so this is like 8:12, 8:13, I think. I have to double check. But literally like a minute later, it's gone. There's nothing there. Buddy's just chilling like normal. I don't know what the heck that is, because you could say, oh, it could just be an issue with your camera and stuff. But like, I'm like, no one was in the living room to mess with it. No one touched it. It wasn't like it was the only clip with it. It's very weird. And like I said, there was weird activity with the camera with Buddy like a week ago now. And part of that some of that stuff just got erased by itself. It was the weirdest thing. I lost my phone. It's long story. I lost my phone at Target. I got my when I went back to Target, my phone was for some reason unlocked, even though I was like kind of freaked out because I like lost it for an hour. I went to the customer service people. They were very nice. We returned the phone, but they were like, how can we prove that it's you? And I'm like, I can give you my code. And they're like, well, it's already unlocked. And I'm like, well, how was it unlocked? But like the Target people didn't steal anything. There's no way they had my code. Like, and then when I went to go look at old Buddy footage that I found suspicious, they were gone. It was now that I remember, it was Buddy laying on, sorry, this is all coming back to me. Buddy was laying on his bed, and then there was no activity of him getting up from his bed, but then all of a sudden he was laying on the floor and there was no activity in between there of him getting up. Which again, you can chalk that up for weird, but it was weird when I lost my phone, the activity was deleted. And now it's very strange that there's this big half black thing in this footage when there's activity before and after, but no one's coming in like messing with the camera. It's very weird. It's very weird. Um so yeah, I'm gonna post that footage and then do an after thing. But like I said, I didn't do it. I mean, I know you could fake things on this thing, but you would see me like coming up to it. Like there's nothing there to I, I don't know how to prove it. Like it's the internet, right? You can't think, but it could, like, here's the thing, like if I just thought I would just think someone put something over the camera, right? But there's I'm just gonna show it. I'm going to post it and we'll see. I'll be right back. So I'm going to post first the original video of it, and then I'm going to post like a normal, what it normally looks like, so you have a compare and contrast. And the footage that I'm showing you is basically what I saw before and after the thing. I tried to take a screenshot of like my like, you know, when you have a list of clips on your Blink app, but for some reason it does all black. I think it does that with Netflix too, for like where you can't like, you know what I'm saying, like you can't steal people's footage that way, which is, I think, is smart. So I can't do that, but I'll try and figure out a way to give times. But for right now, I'll show you. This was at like 8:12 o'clock, and then like the following footage is like before and after. You will see, and I will discuss that when I come back. Okay, so this is a very impromptu thing, but you saw the video. And the funny thing is, Buddy just like completely ignored his bed and like kind of just went. And he's been kind of pacing around all night and he's not sleeping in his bed right now. I just checked on him and he's not sleeping in his sofa. And usually those are the two places he thinks. He's sleeping by the front door, not the back door. And if you look at the footage and then other footage I just haven't posted because I don't know, like whatever. Um, um, he's like pacing around a lot, like he's unsettled. I went to just go check on him and he's just like laying on the floor looking at the front window. Um, So I might bring him into the bedroom at night, especially if he gets scared. But I'm telling you, he has gotten so scared in that living room, like to the point where he hides under the piano. Like he's not like mean or anything. He just hides, like he's like a little, like he turns into like a little puppy. And the one time when I was like, okay, I really need to get a Blink camera, was the one time when he ran inside, like bashed down the door, stared at the fireplace where his toys are at. Like I said, has weird activity. Went and then like ran underneath the place and then bolted into my room. Like there's something weird in the living room. There is something he senses. He likes to sleep in the living room when he feels good because he can sleep on the sofa. He gets to come up or gets to get up early because there's people that get up earlier than me. But he feels more safe when he's in my bedroom. Like he'll like pout when I bring him in sometimes when he's not scared, but he's like barking a lot or something. So I'll bring him in and he'll just like fall right fast asleep. But when he's in the living room, I'll look at him as activity. He's like restless all night. But when he sleeps in my room, it's like he just turns into a little baby and curls up and falls asleep. So that's the thing. Kitty has always experienced paranormal stuff too, but I want to get into it. But I'm telling you, animals are super in tune, dude. And when I saw that black thing, like I said, I know it's easily faked. Like you could put something, I don't know how to edit it. I promise, like that's just not something I know how to do. You see my videos. My videos are literally fucking AI where I just like type in like I want this and this prompt and then this. Like that's how I do my videos and editing. I use Adobe Express for crying out loud. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think, but like I'm gonna try and figure out a way how to do like maybe a screen record. I can try and do that and post it in a summation video. I'm just not gonna do that right now because like I said, me and my boyfriend are about to go chill. But I just wanted to post this because that was very weird. And like I said, the before I wasn't in the room, like I have proof because I'm like literally just like you can see me like getting things ready for bed. But I don't want to post that because I don't want to post myself. Um, but like and then you could just see Buddy before and after. Like it was like literally I think it was like oh let me like look at the exact times. Hang on. Yeah, it was 8:12 when Buddy did his activity that I just posted. And then at 8:14 ish, there was two events that culminated to 20 seconds at 8:14. So there's no freaking way someone came like and I know the person was in bed. the only other person. It obviously wasn't Kermit because Kermit was with me. So there, there's just no there. It makes no sense. There's no way someone covered it before. I would have seen it, right? And like I said, my door was open a crack, so it makes no sense. I was like in and out, and that's the reason I wanted to see what I was doing at that time. And I was in my room doing things. It physically would have been impossible for someone to do it that quickly, because like I said, there was activity right before that as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I wanted to just like document this like real quick because I don't know what that black thingy is. And like I said before, I've said this before, the supernatural is not just like ghosts and goblins and ooh ghosty and captured on thing. They're smart, right? They're strategic, and if they're know you're catching on to stuff, they like. I think the supernatural is a lot different than some people, not all, perceive, right? The supernatural, like I said, isn't just ghosts. They're good with technology. They I don't know. If you listen to my other haunted journals, you'll know my theories on that. But I just want to document this. I'm gonna post it tonight, just to have. And like I said, I just want to share everything. Like I said, this is more also for me than the internet. So anyway, I hope everyone has a good night. And are staying safe. And other than that, thank you for watching. And as always, stay curious and stay tuned into the supernatural. Thanks for watching.